Did you know that your struggle with sugar and carb cravings isn't about a lack of willpower, but actually about how your body, brain, and the environment are working together and often against you? So if you want to finally get off that sugar roller coaster, this video is for you. You'll discover why the plan of just saying no never works, how so-called healthy swaps can actually make cravings worse. And I'm going to share 3 science-backed steps you can start today to feel satisfied and not deprived. I'm Dr. Nerys Frater, an NHS GP and founder of the Lifestyle Clinic here in West Wales. I've spent years helping people who feel frustrated, stuck, and sometimes even ashamed about their cravings. People who know what's at stake for their health, but still find themselves reaching for something sweet, almost on autopilot. I'm making this video because I see time and time again that sugar cravings are not a sign of weakness or lack of discipline. They're one of the most common and misunderstood challenges that I see people go through in my clinic, and honestly in my own life too. I want you to know that if you've ever found yourself reaching for a biscuit with your tea, a whole bar of chocolate after a long day, or just something to take the edge off, you're not alone, and you're certainly not broken. Unfortunately, these cravings are completely natural. They're not healthy, they're not ideal, but they are very real. And here's what most people never get told. Craving sweet things isn't a personal failing. It's not about being weak or just being greedy. It is a perfectly normal response to how our bodies are wired, how our brains are designed, and the world we live in today. I made this video to help you finally understand what's really going on, and more importantly, to show you that change is possible without shame, guilt, or endless battles with your sweet tooth. So let's get to the heart of it. Sugar cravings aren't just about liking treats. They're deeply rooted in biology, chemistry, and habit. So let's understand a bit about these so we can go on to finding effective ways to overcome them. Firstly is the sugar roller coaster. When you eat something sugary or high in refined carbs, your blood sugar shoots up, giving you a burst of energy and pleasure. But soon after it crashes, leaving you tired, irritable, sometimes even hungrier than before. And this is the sugar roller coaster. Your body learns to crave the next high, and your brain quickly joins in, which leads us on to dopamine and the brain. Sugar lights up your brain reward centres, releasing dopamine, the same feel-good chemical you get from laughing, hugging, or just ticking something off your to-do list. Over time, your brain starts to link sweet treats with comfort, relief, or a quick escape from stress or boredom, which then leads on to habit and routines. If you've always ended a meal with something sweet or reached for chocolate when you're stressed, your brain builds strong connection. These patterns become automatic, especially when life is overwhelming. This is why sometimes you've eaten a whole chocolate bar without even realising until it's gone. We're surrounded by sweet options at home, at work, in shops. The more accessible they are, the more likely you are to reach for them, especially when you're tired or emotional. It is your biology, your brain chemistry, and your habits, and your environment as well, all working together. So when you're desperate to get on top of cravings, it's easy to fall into traps that actually make things worse. So let's break down the 3 common mistakes I see people make so you can avoid them. The first is relying on willpower alone. Most people's strategy when it comes to avoiding sweet things is to just say no. Grit your teeth, hope the craving will go away. But willpower actually is like a phone battery. It drains as the day goes on, especially after a long, stressful day. That's why the urge for sugar is often strongest in the evening when your mental batteries are running really low. You're not weak. Your willpower was never designed to win this fight on its own. The second mistake is swapping sugar for sweeteners or these sugar-free snacks. It feels like a clever workaround, but sweeteners can help keep your sweet tooth alive and sometimes even make cravings worse. Your brain still gets the taste of sweet and keeps looking for more. Plus, sweeteners are hidden in so many foods, yogurts, drinks, even bread, so you end up constantly triggering your cravings without even realising. It's like trying to trick your taste buds, but your brain always catches on. And then the third mistake is focusing on eating less, not eating differently. So many people try to cut calories, skip meals, go hungry, hoping that eating less will fix the problem. But if you're still eating high carb foods, your blood sugar still is spiking and crashing, and the cravings will keep becoming stronger. It's like pouring water out of a sinking boat, but never plugging the hole. What actually works is eating differently. So thinking about those carbs, balancing those meals and keeping yourself satisfied so you're not fighting hunger all day. So how do you actually break free from sugar cravings? Not just for a few days, but for good. And this is what I do teach in my clinic and within a mini course I've done, which is called the Sweet Tooth Challenge. There are 3 core steps, each designed to work with your biology and your real life. So the first is to balance your blood sugar. It's the foundation to everything. When your blood sugar is constantly spiking and crashing, your body is always looking for its next fix. That's why cravings feel so relentless. So start with breakfast. The first meal of the day sets the tone. Get rid of those high carb options like cereal, toast, pastries. Replace it with protein or healthy fats, eggs, spinach, cheese, Greek yogurt, that type of thing. You'll feel fuller for longer and notice those mid-morning cravings start to disappear. So imagine breakfast as setting the thermostat for your cravings. Get it right and the rest of the day will feel easier. And then make sure you build your meals around protein and fat at every meal. Where is the protein? Chicken, fish, eggs, tofu, Greek yogurt, cheese, nuts. These are your friends. Add in healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, nuts. And when you're satisfied, you're far likely to reach for that quick sugar hit. And of course, don't fear natural fats. For years we're told to avoid, but it's actually what helps you feel satisfied and keep your blood sugar steady. Don't be afraid of it. If you get the blood sugar balance right, you'll find your cravings naturally start to lose their power. You won't have to fight yourself all day. The second step then is out of sight, out of mind. Your environment really matters, more than your willpower even, especially when you're tired, stressed or emotional. So clear the decks. If there are biscuits, chocolates or sweets in the house, you'll reach for them. If you can, keep them out of the house, or at least out of sight, out of reach. Make healthier options the easier option. Pre-cut veg, cheese, boiled eggs, nuts. And plan for the tricky times. If you know you get cravings at a certain time of day, have a plan for what you'll do instead. A hot drink, a walk, or a protein-rich snack. Preparation is a massively powerful weapon. And make sure you plan for social situations, work, parties, dinners. The less you have to rely on willpower in the moment, the more likely you are to make choices that you feel good about. And remember, this is not about never having a treat again. It's about making your environment work for you, not against you. Think of it like setting up your home for success. If the biscuits aren't calling your name from the cupboard, you're already ahead. And step 3, address emotional and habit triggers. Cravings aren't always about hunger. Often they're about emotions, habits, or just routine. So notice your patterns. Are you reaching for something sweet when you're stressed, bored, or celebrating? Start to notice the situations that trigger your cravings. Awareness is the first step to change. So pause and check in. When a craving hits, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what am I really needing right now? Sometimes it's comfort, a break, or just a distraction. Try a non-food response first, like a walk, a phone call, or even a few deep breaths. Change the routine. If you always have something sweet after dinner, try swapping it for a herbal tea, a piece of cheese, or a bowl of berries with cream. Over time, your brain will start to associate new habits with comfort and satisfaction. And remember to be kind to yourself. If you do have a craving, don't beat yourself up. One treat won't undo your progress. Learn from it and see if you can spot the pattern for next time. It's about building awareness and compassion, not perfection. And the more you understand your triggers, the easier it is to make choices that truly serve you. Imagine waking up without thinking about sugar first thing. Imagine going through your day without that constant battle between should I, shouldn't I. Imagine enjoying food again, so you're feeling satisfied and not deprived. And if you've never experienced a day without sugar cravings, you might wonder if it is even possible. If you didn't know that a high protein breakfast can keep cravings away until lunch, or that sweeteners might actually be keeping you stuck, you're really not alone. And if you've never had somebody show you the step-by-step process, how to break the cycle, that's exactly what I do in the Sweet Tooth Challenge. So if you want to explore this further, I invite you to join my 10-day challenge. Inside, I'll walk you through the most effective swaps, show you how to set up your kitchen for success, and give you real-life strategies for handling cravings in that moment. There are daily tips, tasks, and a structure that takes you from where you are now to a place where cravings no longer control your choices. because I know that this is the most obvious step for weight loss and health, but it's also the step we most underestimate and we struggle with the most. You don't actually have to be perfect. You just need the right plan, bit of support, and a willingness to try something different. So if you're looking for guidance, click the link below to learn more. I'd love to help you finally get off that sugar roller coaster for good. And I'll see you there.